A very good afternoon and hello and welcome to Python for Experts now. It's no longer beginners, class part number 10. Alright, I hope you are doing good and you are enjoying all the classes and you are learning as well. So let's get quickly started with part number 10. And before I get started with part number 10, let me give you a bit of recap and clear some confusions as well. A student messaged me, he had a confusion and let me go back and try and clear the confusion. Now what happens here, once I say for I, it's for loop, you know that. And if I say for I, right, now range from 1 to 10 means its loop is going to run from 1 to 9. The range of loop is 1 to 9, right? By the time loop runs, first is assigned to I, and then second time 2 is assigned to I, 3 is assigned to I. That's why this is called as range variable. Now if I say, now let us go inside the loop and try. If I modulus 2, if I is divisible by 2, right, if I divisible by 2 is not equivalent to 0. So it means that please give me the numbers which are not divisible by 2. So now if I go inside, now this is inside the if, this is inside if. Now if I say print, right, I, now I say print I'm in habit of writing 1 instead of I don't know why do I do this, right? So we are getting 1, 3, 5, 7 and 9. So let me copy this 1, 3, 5, 7 and 9. Now let us see, once the loop runs for the first time, right, is 1 divisible by 2, right? 1 is always, is 3 divisible by 2, 1 is not, sorry, 1 is not divisible by 2, 2 multiplied, right? So now 2 multiplied by 2, right, is not equivalent to 0, right? So it is not equivalent to 0 because it is, right, you can say not divisible by 2, 3 is not, 5 is not, now 6 is divisible by 2, 4 is divisible by 2, 8 is divisible, so those numbers are not coming because I am using not. Now if I use is equivalent to, that means I will get the numbers which are divisible by 2. Right, now you are getting 2, 4, 6 and 8, right? So now let me try and do this. If I want opposite of that, now what will I do right here? I will say I want to print this inside the loop. Now the moment I go inside the loop, now you can see it's not inside the body of if, here it is inside the loop only, right? So now let me run it and we are going to get an error. So why are we getting an error? Because where is the body of if? We have not defined the body of if, right? So either you can say pass, I don't want any body of this if, right? So I say pass, right? And then if I run it, so now what are we getting? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So there is no condition applied at all. So I'm not going to have any condition at all. But right, else I can say continue, all right? Now if I say continue, I am going to get opposite of that. Right, so now what am I getting? 1, 3, 5, 7 and 9. I'm still getting here what I have written is equivalent to I divided by 2, right, which is let's say about 1 divided by 2, 2 divided by 2, 3 loop, it is going to loop through, is equivalent to 0. Please give me the numbers which are divisible by 0. But now I say continue, right? Continue only if, now this continue is continue when, right, I divisible by 2 is equivalent to 0. So now when if it is not equivalent to 0, what if it is not equivalent to 0? Now if you want to print this, I will just get rid of this continue and I'll take this inside the loop. Now you will get it all the numbers which are divisible by 2. So far you understood? Yeah, you understood so far. 2, 4, 6, 8 is not divisible by is divisible by 2 because you are saying, right, is equal to 0, right? Because what are we doing here? We are using comparison operators, right? So we are using comparison, or sorry, we are using this, not comparison. Yeah, it's basically comparison. We're not using assignment operators here. We're using comparison operators. That means the body of if will be executed only, this if right here will be executed only when numbers which are divisible by 0. So I will say, let us go here, I will say is, let me have a string here, I'll say is divisible, right, by 0, and I'll say comma I. So let me print this. Now we are getting right? Okay, ID, it's not ID, it's is, or what we can say, we can use format also. So I'll say divisible by 0. Now let's say divisible by 0, right? Sorry, divisible by 2, right? So divisible by 2. So divisible by 2, 2 is divisible by 2, 2 into 2, 4, 2 into 3, 6, 2 into 4, 8, right? So far it is clear. Now what will happen if I take and display this inside, inside for each, but outside if, right? So that means this is going to be now outside the body of if. Now let us see what is going to happen. Now you can see first what are you getting? 1, 2, 3. Now you're getting both, right? You can see 1, 2. 1, 2 is as that of. So let me try it here, right? Outside. Let me type outside here, okay? So you'll understand it much better. So now divisible by 2, 2, divisible by 2, divisible by, and what are you getting? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it doesn't make any sense at all. Keeping them outside the loop does not make any sense at all. Alright? But yeah, now if I get it out and if I say continue, right? Continue only if this if is going to continue only if this is divisible by 0. So now I can say not divisible, right? And I can use I. Now you can see I'm getting opposite sides. 1 is not divisible, 3, 5, 7, and 9. So that is why putting is equivalent to here, right, is going to continue this, and this is going to be used as an else. For example, right, I'll for example say do this, right? I'll say pass, don't do anything. Now I'll go to else and I'll say do this. So this means same, right? I'll say else. Okay, fine. Now you can say you're going to execute else here, right? So you are executing else, right? If I divided by 2 is equal to 0, pass, don't do anything, right? But if it is not, else means if this condition is not fulfilled, you'll go to else and you will print. That means you're printing opposite of this. Now if you say not equivalent to, right, that means those, give me those numbers who are not divisible by 0. Here you're not printing anything, but you're saying now else. Now else will do the opposite of that. That means it is going to print numbers which are divisible by 2. So far you understood it. 2, 4, 6 and 8. So now this is what pass has to do. Now if you do not want to type pass and else, you will say continue. So continue, and what will happen in else will happen after continue. Right, so it is going to do same as that of else, but only matter of fact is that it should be inside the body of for, right? It should be outside if. This is going to do same what else does. Now we are going to get numbers which are divisible by 2, 2, 4, 6 and 8, right? Or we can say again is that, so you can achieve both the things in a single loop, right? So now what student was doing, student was printing it here. Now once you are printing it here, right, you're neither inside. I repeat, once you're printing it here, go and check the code. Once you check the code, you'll see it is neither in the body of if, right? Is it? No, it's not inside the body of if, nor is this statement inside the body of for, right? If you want to go with for, you have to make sure that this is inside the body of for. If you want to go with if, you want to make sure it's in the body of if. Now what happens? It is outside loop. That means first this loop is going to get executed, right? So I'll write it down here, right? I'll say here full loop first. So I'll say first full loop will be executed, right? And once done, so I'll write it down here. After that, right, what is going to happen after that? Once loop, or once the program is outside the loop, right? Once the program is outside the loop, and then what is going to happen? You print I. Now what are you doing? Once this loop finishes, if finishes, everything finishes, then you say I want to print I. Now what are you going to get in I? Now let us say I is going to work from 1 to 10, means it is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Range, it will be 1 less, so it's going to do this. Now let us see, 1 divided by 2 is equal to 0. No, continue, and you're not doing anything here because you're not in the body of if, neither are you, right, in the body of for, right? So continue, don't do anything. Now what is happening? Now the loop is running, right? Now go to 2. Is 2 divided by 2 is equal to 0? You'll say yes. Continue, don't do anything. Now 3, continue. 4, continue. 5, continue. 6, 7, 8, and now finally the final is 9. And now 9, this is the range till loop will run. Loop is going to run till 9, right? So now once you reach 9, right, the loop will come out. At the time when loop is broken, right, and you come out of the loop, please tell me how much is I. I repeat, once you run this loop, right, and once you are done with this, please tell me what is the value of 9. What is the value of I? Because the loop has finished, right, and the last time loop had to run, right, I had 9. So now this is going to print 9. Because you're neither inside loop nor you are inside if. You are outside the body. That means you're going to get nothing unless this loop finishes. Right? Unless the job of the loop is finished, you're not going to get anything at all. Isn't it? Right? So let me show you. You're going to get 9. But natural, you can see that the answer is 9. But to check that, what if I say print I? Now I'm inside this, so I'll take this if out, and I'll say inside for I'm going to print, right? I'm inside the body of for, and I'm going to print I. Now let me say I'm printing I. So let me try it. End. So for example, this is the end. Now let us see what happens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and the end is 9. What are you trying to do is print this outside the loop, which is but natural, right? I will not have anything but 9, right? So it's understood. But yeah, if you want to print something like this, there are two options. If you want else and if, for example, I want to print those who are divisible by 2. So I'll straightforward go, I will say divisible, right? And I'll go inside the body of if, and I'm going to get numbers which are divisible, 2, 4, 6, and if you want to go opposite, either you type not here, that is much better, you're going to get opposite values, or if you don't want that, if you want something else, you do one thing, right? Type continue here. Now continue, after continue, you have to take it inside the body of for, outside if, inside the body of or. So this is going to behave like else now. Right? Now you are printing those values which are not divisible by 2. So that is 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. I hope you've understood it. If not, let me know down in the comment section. I'll go to the extent possible under me to make you guys understand and to clear all the doubts. That's my duty unless all the doubts are clear. And it's very good that all those doubts, those people who are having doubts, right, are basically doing a wonderful job. Only when you have doubts will you go out and search solutions for them. So that's what our job is. Now you've started becoming software developers or software engineers because that's what our job is, to search solutions. Alright, so only then we have problem, we have a solution. What we can say, that good experience comes from bad experience. Always remember that. Unless we do something bad, we don't know that this is the particular thing which is bad. Right? Unless we do and commit that something which is bad, and then we'll only come to know that that is bad. Right? So jokes apart, and every single thing is clear, I suppose. And still, if you're having problem, you can let me know down in the comment section. Right? And let me see all those answers. I asked some questions. You take a while answering, but we have to read all the questions and answers. Right? So we'll keep it for the end. Right, we still have many things to learn today, right? So we'll read all the answers at the end of the lecture, or once we read the end of the lecture, right? So now today we are going to start with other conditions. For example, right, we know that if takes many different things, right? If takes less than, if takes less than or equivalent to, if takes greater than, if can take greater than or equivalent to, and if can take many different things, not only is equivalent to, is equivalent to. For example, if I say num is equivalent to 100, right? Now the conditional formatting says, I'll say if num is greater than, right, 100, right, I can say print, right, excess, right, or I can go to else and I print, right, I can print equal. Okay, I can say if it is greater than, then excess, equal, equal. So now if I execute it, I am going to get equal. All right, why am I getting equal? All right, because num is greater than 100. Is num greater than 100? No. And I can say if it is greater than or equivalent to 100, that means now it is equivalent to 100, we should get excess, right? Now you can say we are getting excess. Now it is more than 100, let's say about 101, so you still get, because it's greater than or equal to. Now if it is less than, let's say 99.9, so it's still going to get equal. Okay, all right, so this is how we can do certain things in loop, and we have many different things. All right, so for example, today's program is let's say about, we want to find the area of, so let's say find area of the circle. You're going to find area of the circle, right? And let us say radius, radius of the circle is going to be float. You're taking it as an, now let us take it as an input from the user. I'll say input, and what is the message, or respected message to respected client or the user. So I'll say please enter, if you don't mind, enter the radius. Please enter the radius. So let me make it user friendly. Okay, now once you have entered radius, now we know that radius is going to be area. Let's say area of the circle is going to be 3 pi, which is 3.14, right, and it is going to be times the radius that you have entered, power of 2 is, I suppose I can say, radius into radius, which is 3.14 power of 2 radius. Okay, right, and now we can say print, right, now I can say print area is equivalent to, and I will use area, AREA. So now let's see area, right? So I can say, I can print anything, right? What is the radius? So let me decrease the size here so that it is okay. It's not, it doesn't want me to decrease it, right? Now we can say anything, you have to enter the area now. All right, nothing but you have to enter it. All right, so let me enter 60. All right, so let me enter 60. So we are getting, right, area is equivalent to 11304.0, right? So this is how we get an area. Or let's say about, I want to get an area using a single function. All right, so we have functions. I'll tell you how to use help also. For example, you don't know how power is going to behave. Now you can say help math.pow. I need help. Right, what has happened here? Help. Okay. We can say math.pow. Oh, I'm not getting it. So help again, math.pow. So we're still not getting, math is not defined. So why isn't math defined? I don't know. Maybe we're doing something wrong. Let me say help math. Math is not defined. Okay, I don't know why isn't math defined. All right, so let me type it here for you guys. So I'll say help math.power function, and power is the function. Yeah, math is not defined, so I'll have to say import math as m, and now we can take help m dot power. Maybe it will work. Yeah, now you can see this way it's working. So help, or we can even say here import math, and then we can say help math dot power. Sorry, I was doing it without importing. Now you can get the same, right? So you can see it takes 2, 1, 2 and 3. Power takes 3 parameters, right? And it will return the power of x to the power of y. So it's going to return x to the power of y and the number of digits that it will follow. So we can use the same to get the area. Let me document it. I forgot to upload the sketch. So now today what I'll do, I'll upload the sketch containing the source code on the definitions of yesterday's class, and also tomorrow's, sorry, the class day before yesterday and the class yesterday, both the codes will be contained in there, right? So we are going to upload it today, and it will have both the things. So please find the download link down in the description section and download it, right? So now let's go back and say, right, so we now know the area, so we don't have any problem, right, in the area section. Now can I do it using the inbuilt function? For example, if I say now, I'll go and say, hey, radius is equal to, please enter. So now you're taking radius as an input, so that is understood. Now you can say area, right? So I will go ahead and say area, and before that I'll say import math as m, right? So I'll say now area is equivalent to m dot power function, pow. No, first we have to call math dot m dot pi. M dot pi returns 3.14, right? And I'll say times, we have to use power of here, so I can use math dot power of radius, which is the input, right? We know that, and it is going to be, now you can see the help, I'll show it to you again, x to the power of y, right? So the power is going to be 2 because it takes power of 2. So this is x to the power of y, right? And I will just try and close it down, right? Is that so? Yeah, I can say print area. Now you can see we'll get the same result. So let me try and execute this. So I'll say 60 is the input. Okay, math is not defined. Where am I using math? Okay, it's not defined. Math is used as m, right here. Okay, math is used as m, right? So let's say 60. Now we are getting same. If you want round figure, I can say this as well. So I can say the area, right? You can use the area is equivalent to, right? So I'd say the easy area is equivalent to str of round, right? So convert it to string, because you have to convert it to string because you're printing it, right? So let me forget this area. So I'll say round of area and by 2, because you are going to display, we had how many numbers coming after decimal? 1, 2 and many. I want after decimal, first I want round off, and I want only 2 decimals to come after this. So that's what I'm doing here. So let me try and print this. Okay, now what is the error? Round. Okay, I did not use comma here. Fine. So now we still have an error here. 1 brace, 2 brace. Okay, and we are getting round of area, right, comma 2, and while we closing it down here, yeah, we're still going to get, please enter the radius. So let me enter same 60, and now you can see we are getting 11309, and we are getting a 2, right? Or we can convert it to string. So I can say convert it back to string, str. Now int we use for conversion, int, just like we're using float, and to convert it back to string we use str, because we are printing it as string. Alright, so I can say I use 60 and string takes 2 arguments. Alright, so str takes only 1 argument. So let me say str of area. If I print str of area, right? So let me print str of area. So I'll say 60 and we are getting the same number. Now if I say I want to use a round, I'll make it sure that it passes the round function and I'll use only 2 digits maximum. Okay, now it's working fine. Now you can see 1130.73, 11309.73. Why are we getting only 73? Why not the big number here? Because we have used round function and we have said I want only 2. If you want 3, you can say I want 3, no problem. So it is going to give you 3 after the decimal. Now after decimal you're having 3, 734, right? It's a round off, right? Now it has done round off this, right? 734 is almost round. 733 point something is a round off is 734, right? And now what you are doing here, you can say only 1. I want to get only 1 but rounded. I want to get round off 1 decimal here. You can say 60, right? You can see 11307, only 7 because you're only getting 1 here, right? So I will just comment this. I hope you understood what we have done here. Here we have used manual 3.14, right, into the radius, and the result is going to be into radius. So it's power of 2. So isn't it? It's power of 2. 3.14 power of 2. So what we are doing here, we are using m.pi, the value of pi, 3.14 manually entered. Here I'm using maths library and say please give me the value of pi, multiply with m power, call the power function, apply the radius what user has inputted, and apply power of 2 to that radius. So this is where we are using inbuilt functions, and this is where we are not using any functions but writing the code ourselves, right? I suppose this is understood now. All right, so since it's understood, so now let me play some gimmick with you, right? For example, if I tell you I want to print something like this, now can you help me printing this? I'll tell you how to print this, and then I'll give you homework, right, to print more. All right, now for example, I want to print this, for example, like this. So I'll just try and close it down first. I don't require any mathematics here, so I'll try and close down math function, and dogs have started barking again. Alright, so it's been a while that they barked, right? So they've been missing the class rather, so they're more interested in the class, right? Okay, now but since they have started barking, maybe I'll have to pause it for a second and come back. Alright, now then they have stopped it, right? So let me go back and show you. I want to print something like this, right? It's called as pattern printing, right? What? It's known as printing the pattern. Now can you help me print this pattern? Right, so I'll just increase the font so that you understand. I want to print this pattern. Okay, let me have even 4 lines, right? So the moment I start recording, they start barking. I don't know. They are enemies. 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4, 4 times, right? So this is how I want to print them, right? And for example, if I have to print it, there are 2 ways. I can say print, right? I can say print hash, and then you can say print hash, and then go ahead, right, and execute it. Now you're going to print 1 hash. Now if I say I want to print another hash, 2 3 4, I don't want to print them like this, right? Now you're getting 4 hashes, right? Now what if I want them inline? I want all of them inline. So if you want them inline, so you say end is equal to nothing, right? End is equal to nothing. So there is nothing ending. So end is equal to nothing, end is equal to nothing, and end is equal to nothing. So now when I say end is equal to blank string, they will come in line, right? So now you can say they are coming in line. Now you may say, sir, type it 4 times, right? What is the fun? 1 2 3 and 4 times. Now you'll say, okay, we have got the results, but no. Now once, because you are printing 4 in line, now you have to go to next line, all right? So for that you may do this 1 2 3 and 4. You may try and write an empty print so that it goes to the next line. That's also accepted. Now it goes to the next line after 4, 1 2 3 4. Programmers don't do this, right? I'm just showing you, and then I'll show you another way of achieving it using loops. Now we have been able to print them like this, right? And end is going to give the condition end. Where do you end, right? You say no, I don't want to end. I want previous string to begin with this end. So since we don't have any end here because we are applying no condition in end, So it's not going to end and it's going to print every single thing. But now, is this the way that programmers do? No, we use loops, right? For example, if I say for, let's say about j, or for j, type anything. So I'll say for x in range. So we have to type 4. Immediately you can type it. So you can say range 4. Okay, that is understood. And you can say print, for example, print this pound sign or hash sign, and say end. I don't want to end, print it in a single line. So it's going to print it 4 times, so that's no problem because range takes 4. So it is printing 1, 2, 3, and 4. So now what do you want? You want now next line and the next line and the next line and many different things, right? Now how do you achieve it? Now if I say print this, it's not going to help still, because it goes to the next line now. Now if I say inside the loop, right, I will use 2 for loops. Maybe that is going to help. Okay, let us try. I was thinking, because I myself don't know what to do. Okay, so now what we can do right here, we can use another for loop here. Let us say for j, right, in range, right, and in range 4 as well. So this is what we can do. The first loop is going to print, the second loop is going to print. So I'll take this print, let's say about inside this loop. Let me give it proper indentation. Yeah, so I'll take this inside this loop. I'll say print hash, and end is equal to no condition of end, that you want to print them in line. All right, and then let me see what happens. Yeah, we are getting all in line, but after 4, because both the loops are running for 4 times, I'll go now inside first loop. To go inside first loop, I will hit tab and say print, print blank. So this is how you achieve the target in a loop. So now what is the fun of typing it again and again? Print. Right? So that's not our job. Programmer's job is to provide certain logic. Now what is happening here? You already know. Now let's say how much is x? Not 0. So first time 1. When it goes inside the loop, it starts another loop, right? And then first time j, it is 1. Now this loop is going to run for 4 times. So now once this loop runs 4 times, it prints 4 pound 4 times, but inline, right? Now go out of this loop because it has done the job. Now this loop has run only for the first time. That means this loop will run 1 time, and this is going to run 4 times, and then this 1 time, this 4 times. So this is going to run 4 times and this 4 times. While first loop is running for the first time, right? It goes first time when it enters, it goes inside this loop. So let me show you this. So I will say first loop, and let us print here second. No, I'm doing opposite. Let me say first loop, and this is going to be second loop. So let's try. Now you can say what has happened, right? Now you can say second loop, because once you enter loop, what is the loop following? Another loop. What are you going to do? Print this 4 times, right? Once it is done 4 times, this is printed 1 time. Then it's printed 4 times, it's printed 1 time, it's printed 4 times, it's printed 1 time, right? So once this loop runs 4 times, it's going to run 4 times. But while running 4 times, this is happening. What is happening? This is making this loop run 4 times. That means single loop here means 4 loops here, all right? 4 loops here, right, means 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4, 16 loops here. So this loop will run for 16 times total, and this loop will run only for 4 times. Now let us see what is happening. Second loop, second loop, second loop, second loop. Yeah, once you enter the loop for the first time, you go to second loop, right, and you're printing second loop for 4 times. Now what happens? Now go back to the main loop. You're printing first loop. So now first loop will be printed. Now go back to the loop. Now what is going to happen? J is now how much? J is now 2. Now print second loop for 4 times, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, and print first loop for 1 time. So this J will become 3, and print for loop second loop for 4 times and print this for 1 time, and eventually it becomes 4 and you come out of the loop. So this is how it happens, but we were able to draw, right? So that's what we had to do, right? What am I doing? Once first loop is printing hash in line, second loop is going to next line, right? And once it's printing for 4 times, second loop is going to next line. So that's what is happening here, right? Hash, 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 hash. I hope you've understood. If not, then let me know in the comment section, right? Even if you're getting it 60%, 50%, it's quite okay. I still believe that loops is something very complicated. It takes a while to understand. Doesn't mean you stop practicing, right? So you'll have to practice more hard. Right, and beat the loop is the slogan for the day. Beat the loop. I repeat, beating the loop is going to be slogan for the day, right? Only when you're able to beat the loop, you're able to beat Python, right? Because doing these kind of experiments, it does nothing but it increases logic. As I told you, that programming doesn't only make you a developer or a professional, it also increases abstract thinking, common sense, problem solving. So that's what we are doing, because we're looking for a problem. No, I have to print it like this. Why would I take print? Why would I take it for 16 times? It's rather better to make a short loop, make this loop do our job, right? All right, so now you have understood it in a more better way, right? Okay, so now let us see. I want to print something like this now. For example, I'll say I want to print, I am here to increase your problems, I'll not be decreasing them. So this is achieved. For example, now I want this to happen, hash and then double hash and then triple hash or pound and then 4. So it's going to be something like 1, 2, 3 and 4. So now how do you achieve this? 1, 2, 3 and 4, right? So let me show you how to achieve this. Right, and now what I want the first loop to run for 4 times. Yeah, so it's going to run for 4 times and it's going to deduct it, right? It's very easy, because what is happening, second time the loop runs, it's reducing it by, it's increasing it by 1, and second time it's increasing it by 1, and third time it's increasing by what we have to do now. This loop, now let's take a look at this loop right here. Initially x is 1 and it is going to run till 4, right? X is 1, right? I'll type it here, and it is going to run till the range, which is 4. So let's go into the loop for the first time. How much is x? 1, right? And now j is also initialized. So now once you go in the loop for the first time, how much is j? It is also 1. Now let us go and print, right? Because it's 1 and range is 4. Now what is the range here? Now let us take a look here. Range is 4. So it's going to do the same thing. Again, print hash 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 4 times. Alright. But once if I give I here, now how many times will this loop run? Right? Range is 1. That means this is going to run only 1 time. So that means you are going to get 1. Right? And now go back to this loop, right? Because it has finished. It has to run only x is 1, right? J takes 1, so loop is going to run only for 1 time, right? Go, and the line breaks, go to loop again. How much is x now? 2, right? Go to the loop, and now how many times will this loop run, right? You tell me. Range is I, right? Or we can say I, sorry, I made a mistake, so it's x, not I. I'll make you understand once again. Sorry, it's my mistake. Okay, let's understand this. Now what am I doing here? I am just keeping this x here. Now for x in range 4, so we start 1 to 4, right? Okay, now 1 to 4, you enter the loop, right? And j is a range variable that takes range x. What is in x this time? Once you enter the loop, x is 1, right? So I'll just mention it here. X is 1, okay? Now how many times the loop will run? 1 time. And then you go to the main loop, break the line. That means after 1, line is going to be broken. Let's carry on. How much is x now? 2. Go back to loop. What is the range here? X. X is 2. So you're going to print this 2 times, right? In a single line, because you're not ending with, okay, you're going to print it 2 times and 2 times break. Now go back to main loop. How much is x? X is 3. How many times are you going to print this? 3. And finally, x is 4. How many times are you going to print it? 4. And now once the range is done, you out of the loop. So let me try this practically whether this works. Now absolutely 1 2 3, we know that we have to increase the range from 4 to 5. Okay, now you can see exactly that, is this what I mean? Yeah, I meant the same. 1 2 3 and 4. 1 2 3 and 4, as simple as anything. Now will you be able to give me the opposite of that? 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3. Okay, no, not 1 2 3. Yeah, 1 2 3 and 1 2 and 1. So now we want opposite of that. First it to run 4 times, then 3, then 2. Now what I do right here, right, it's as simple as anything, right? And what I can do, for example, if I say x plus 1, what is going to happen if I say x plus 1? Right, it's going to just increase it by 1. Now what if I say x minus 1? Let us see what happens. You can see it's decreasing it by 2. So now what I will do right here, I will say x, it's already 4, because I know now I have to start from 4, then make it 2, then make it 3. No, sorry, start from 4, make it 3, make it 2, make it 1. Now let us see how much is x for the first time. It is 1. Now go into the loop. I'll say x is 1. No, I don't want x to be 1. I want x to be 4 right here. All right, you understand me? Or I want x to be 5 right here. Now how much is that? Means this is going to be printed for 5 times. Yeah, but I'll say, right, every time you enter the loop, x is going to take minus of x, right? So what is x? 1. Now you enter the loop, right? 5 minus x, 5 minus 1, right? So this is going to run for 4 times. So now you are going to print this 4 times. Now come back to the loop. How much is x? 2, right? 5 minus x is going to 5 minus 2, 3. So this is going to be run for 3 times, right? Then 2, then 1. So right, I can easily say x minus 1. So maybe this is going to solve the problem. Absolutely not. My mistake. So something is wrong. So let me see. Range is going to be, why do I say x minus 1? I have to say x minus 1 like this. Okay, now let's see. No, I am doing it wrong. So for x, yeah, x is going to be, no, it's manually 5 minus x. Sorry, my mistake, right? Because we know that we have to print it for 4 times, and then for 3, then for 2. Let me take a look again. Maybe my mistake. X is 5. Now once you enter the first loop, it's going to run for 5 times. Right, and maybe it's going to run for 4 times from 1 to 4, because range will take 1 less. So for j in range, so the range is maximum 5, right? And we say minus x. How much is x for the first time? 1. Once you enter the loop, x is 1, right? So 5 minus 1 is equal to 4. So you are printing it for 4 times. And then go to next line. How much is x? 2, right? Go to this loop. 5 minus x, yani ki 5 minus 2 is equal to 3. So you are going to run this loop for 3 times, right? And then how much is x? It's 3. You are running it for 2 times. X is 2. 2 minus 5 minus, right? So it's going, no, it's going to be 3, 4, and x 5 minus 4 at the end is going to give you the same result. So 5 minus 4 give you 1, and you will run it for the first time. So let me show you. So I'll say 5 minus x, okay? Yeah, finally we have achieved that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Or you can say, if you want 4, you can say 4 times, so that's not a problem. Now you can say 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1. Right, it's as simple as anything, right? Because x, you are because as x is increasing, you are decreasing it, the second loop right here. So it's just because that you have to do a lot of practice, and you'll have to remember, right? I always keep on telling, have patience, be a lot of, oh my god, the dogs are making too much of noise. So let me, okay, now maybe they have stopped it, right? So who knows, right? I hope you have understood it so far. Practice this. It's very easy to understand, right? It's very easy to understand. Now if I go ahead and I print j, and I go ahead here and I print j and I print x, you'll easily understand what is happening in the loop, right? It's not that rocket science. Now you can see what is happening in the loop. You start 0, 1, 2, 3. because it will run for 4 times, and then you start 0 0 1 2 1 0. So it's the internal loop that is running, right? And I'll try and make you understand once again. We'll keep on repeating this because I have promised to do hammering, right? Hammering means telling the same thing again and again and repeating the same thing again and again and again till the time you understand it. So I'm not going to pause the video because of dog barks. Right, so let them bark. Barking dogs seldom bite, but they do disturb, right? Isn't it? Okay, by the time they bark, so let us go and check all the comments and answers. Right, as usual, Jahangir Vani has answered. Tom, awesome video, is very good. And Jahangir is answering a very nice for I in range. So let me directly take his code and execute it and see what are we getting. Right, odd even, odd even, odd even. So this is what was supposed to happen. Right, 1 is odd, 2 is even, 3 is odd, 4 is even. Right, 5 is odd, 6 is even. Right, 7 is odd, 8 is even, 9 is odd, 8 is even. So absolutely right, you're doing it. Even if you don't have else here, what you can do right here, you can get the same result by just using what you can say. No, it's basically you have to require an else, or maybe you can go in the loop here, right, or have continue. That way you're going to achieve the same, right? So you can see this, right? You're achieving the same here. 1 is odd, 2 is even, 3 is odd, 4 is even, right? So yeah, but it's always better to have else. So I give you 10 out of 10 for the answer. Absolutely right. Okay, let me see some other answers as well. Okay, Jahangir has used another. He is using while as well. So while is also good. Yeah, absolutely right. And he has used for. Muzaffar is also using while, right? So let me show. Okay, while 50 I divided by 20. Absolutely right. Perfect. I give you 10 out of 10. Well tried. First, dynamic. Okay, it's taking dynamic numbers. Enter the numbers which you want to check. So you want to check the number and then you say, right, and statically, yeah, statically it's also right, so no problem, right? But I cannot copy your code. You're using capital letters because Python is case sensitive. But yeah, absolutely right, so does not have problem. Sir, I have tried something, please check this program. Right, I is equivalent to 1, j is equivalent to 1. Right, so now why are you using two loops? Print I, print odd number in the range R. Okay, it's printing it, so it's still good, but you made it a bit complicated. But yeah, and someone is liking only. Thank you. Mubashir Hamdani is also taking lists. Why would you take list? Why are you declaring even as list and odd as a list, right? And you're using append. Okay, right, you're appending it into the list and then you are targeting it, right? And why are you using list? I don't get it. Still, it's the, you can say enter the limit, which is 50, right? Where did I go? Okay, limit was 50 and the name limit is not defined. L, I forgot to copy L perhaps, right? Okay, limit is let's say 50 and now we are getting in the list all who are, right? It's also very good. He's tried something different, which is appreciate, right? Which appreciated, right? It's absolutely good. I appreciate what you have done. And Ajaz has done also indentation. Where is indentation, Ajaz? You should indent your program, right? Programmers always indent, doesn't matter wherever they write. I cannot do this because I'll have to then do indentation myself. And what is while? Okay, just you have typed it without indentation. Let me see the syntax. Yeah, odd and even. Yeah, absolutely right. If and else, the program was quite easy. Amir Bashir is back after a while. For I in range 50, yeah, absolutely right. Amir Bashir. Shafar Sharafat Majid is also back. For is using capital, no syntaxing, but yeah, logic is right. Shafat Ahmad is also printing. Maybe he has used the right syntax. We can try this directly copying and pasting. Error, I don't know what has happened. What is this error for? Okay, I'll give it a go. Still, I don't know what the error is. Yeah, we can see that. Absolutely fine. 1 is odd, 2 is even, 3. Absolutely perfect. Shafaqat Ahmad, absolutely right. Vani Zahur is also right. Yeah, absolutely right. And these are the students who have commented. I appreciate, and I congratulate, and I really, really appreciate your enthusiasm. I want you guys to keep the enthusiasm on and keep the fire burning and passion burning. Right. And today's question is something like this, right? Regarding marks only. So what I want, uh, find. So I'll write it down here. Let me first. Sorry. Okay, I wish you. Now, this is your question for the day. What I want you guys to do is write a program to find prime numbers, and the prime numbers should have a range from 1 to 100, which is, you can give 101 so that the range is taken till 100, right? And the prime numbers are the numbers which are divisible by 1 or by itself. Let me give you an example. Is 10 prime number? No, 10 is not a prime number, right? It is divisible by 5 also, it's divisible by 2 also, right? So it's not a prime number. I can say prime number 13 is a prime number, for example 7 is a prime number, and 19 is a prime number, and so on. I want a program, and I want you to write an efficient program to find prime numbers, and prime numbers are the numbers which are divisible by 1 or by itself. And I wish you all the best for your new future, and thank you, and be patient, have that patience, and keep the passion on, keep the fire on, and keep learning like a pro, and you are going in the right direction, and you're taking hell out of this COVID-19 lockdown. And anything that you want to know from me, and you can comment down in the, so you can comment down in the section, or you can message me, right? I shall be very content, and I shall be replying ASAP. All right, and that's it for the day, and see you tomorrow. Practice hard and let me know if I can help you. Bye bye. So it's going to be Sunday. So Sunday is going to be off, and you can take the entire day to find solutions for this. And in case if you have missed some of the previous lectures, I recommend doing a bit of revise and practicing each and everything before we get started with a new lesson on Monday, right? See you. Bye bye. Take care.